Hey guys, welcome to This Week in Africa. I want to apologize right off the bat and say I'm sorry that we are not able to go live this week in our normal capacity. I will take full responsibility for that. This week has been a hectic week with work, and we just weren't able to get the stories out and prepared for you all for this live stream. I did want to make sure, though, that you all had the opportunity to at least do your own personal research on some of the stories we were going to cover. If they're still relevant next week, we will still cover them. If there are updates, we can cover the updates. And if there are new stories, we will probably just cover those new stories. As you know, we have limited time, so we're not able to go over as many updates as we'd like. So first things first, as I'll mention, that we will go live next Thursday, the 28th of August at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we normally do. So you can expect to be speaking and hearing from us then. Secondly, I will just go through some of those stories that we were planning to cover and that I think would be good for you all to pay attention to. So first story is the first story is the AU championing a map reform. You guys might remember that there's been many videos and many discussions done on how the topographical map of the world looks, right? Where Africa looks so tiny in the middle, but countries on the outer edges look larger, right? And so we were going to do a whole discussion about this, and it may still be relevant next week, so we may still cover this. But the African Union would like to reformat the map to actually look like its actual size. And if you do that, you can see the United States is much smaller as it pertains to the width of Africa. Same thing with Russia. In Greenland, I think Greenland or Iceland, where they show up very large on the map, they would look very tiny in comparison to Africa. And if we do it correctly, you'll see Africa as a much bigger centerpiece on the globe than all the other countries. We will see if that actually gets done, but that is part of the discussion that African Union is championing and pushing forward. France is reacting to a diplomat arrested in Mali over a coup plot. The U.S. demands social media handles for Nigerian travelers and really all African travelers and many other countries from the past 5 years. Nigeria specifically retaliates and does the same thing, and then also has its own response. Nigeria also captured 2 Al-Qaeda linked militants. Insecurity is still very high in the country. TRAORE apparently kicks out a UN official. Some people are saying over a child rights report. We were going to dig in deeper into that. Maybe we'll have time to dig into that next week. There's some other stories here. Israel is in talks to resettle Palestinians in South Sudan. So we will find out what that looks like and if South Sudan is ready to comply. Tanzania court bans broadcasting of opposition leader trial. So the opposition leader for the current president, it's a woman, as you guys might remember. We were always excited to see that there was progress on the continent, progression. You know, we've talked about that on many occasions, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean change. And so it seems that some of the things that the previous administrations had been operating under, they're still operating in those same conditions, even with what looks like a progressive president. But we were going to talk more about that and go more into details there. And then lastly, I'll just mention Ukraine's Zelensky accuses African mercenaries for fighting with Putin's Russia. So there are a number of different stories we were going to cover. There's a lot here that I could still go through, but because it's not the actual live stream, I would just end it here. And I will say to you all, once again, I apologize to Gloria, who works tirelessly to help us find these stories. And I apologize to you all that we were not able to go live, but stay tuned. We will be back next week on Thursday, the 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to go over that week's news in Africa and maybe some of what we did not get a chance to cover today. With that, take care of yourselves, take care of our people, take care of the continent, and remember to do one of 3 things in the next couple of years: visit, invest, or maybe even move to the continent of Africa. We can all benefit from all of our minds and our collective efforts. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys all in a few.